Hey, everybody. Thanks for downloading this episode of the Black and Gold podcast, brought to you each and every week, except for last week, by Moonshine Brewing Company. They're making the high country a better place and helping Boone shine. And we've got some awesome new specials for this week. Come out and dig in as the weather gets nicer. It's the Adobo Street Corn Flatbread, black bean base, topped with pepper jack cheese, adobo chicken, corn salsa, and finished with a chili lime drizzle. Looks really good. And then the chicken shawarma, grilled naan loaded with baked chicken, pickled rye onions. I'm sorry, rye. Pickled red onions, diced tomatoes, lettuce, and our house made garlic mayo. It looks delicious. Come hungry and let us know which one you're trying first. They both look really good. Both look really good on the Instagrams. I'm your host of the Black and Gold podcast, Alex Johnson. With me, as always, back again after a little bit of a hiatus for both of us. The world's most famous App State fan. He is Big C. And Big C, how are we doing?
Doing great. Man, the idea of that shawarma from Moonshine, man, that gets me all some type of way. And I also thought there were rye pickles or rye onions or whatever you said, not red. And I also got very excited about that as well.
Yeah, I misspoke. I'm sorry.
Sometimes the sleight of a tongue is the best.
That's right.
Like coastal Kentucky,
Oh, getting a time machine. I think that was the Obama administration.
Good Lord.
That's how long ago that was. So we were unable to record last week. It's kind of one of these things, folks. I mean, longtime listeners will remember the days when we literally never missed, no matter what. And then, we both have had between us 5 children. We've gotten older, more obligations, more stuff. And so sometimes schedules collide, obligations collide, and you can't make it work. And that's okay. So we're back after missing a week. And but we're here now, excited to talk about some Appalachian State sports and some other things too. One thing that I just think is really cool, and I don't care, we can go ahead and talk about it. CJ Huntley, who of course we've had on the show. We watched him play for I don't know if I think he was a COVID kid, so he got his 5th year. He's been on the show, showed us his Air Jordan collection, signed a 2-way deal with the Phoenix Suns. He's worked so hard to build himself into a professional basketball player after having a great career at Appalachian State. We've been pulling for him so hard. Signed that 2-way deal with Phoenix. And Charles, he got in the game last night, played. And the Suns are good. Like, the Suns have a winning record. And he got in the game last night for 5 minutes and scored some points in no disrespect to the G League, folks, but this is an NBA game he got into and scored some points. Charles, it's just really awesome to see that for a guy like CJ Huntley.
It's great to see how hard he's worked and it's paid off, and with the ultimate goal is to play in the best league in the world, not just in the country, in the world. Like, that's the league to play in. It's the NBA. It's the association, and an App State player got to play in it. It's just really, really neat. Got a bucket, got some points. They gave him a ball. It's the time of the year when the NBA, seasons are winding down. Teams are fighting for the playoffs. Teams are not making it, and at the same time, whatever is going on with whatever team, they need guys to play some minutes here and there to take some load management off. I mean, if you're an NBA fan, they're always talking about how they're not playing as much as they are playing. But for him to be able to get on the court is really, really cool. A 74-year drought is something else.
Yeah, it really is. And I think you got to give a lot of credit to, number one, CJ, for being a guy from not only a mid-major school, forget mid-major. I mean, a mid-major that has, for all, in the modern era of the NBA, to your point, Charles, with a 74-year drought, and certainly in the I don't know the first year of the NBA finals, but certainly in, the last half century, just, not having a pro prospect to reach that level, that caliber of play. There have been some great players. Donald Sims has had a great career playing overseas. Guys go elsewhere and capitalize on their ability, which is so cool. But man, the NBA is so hard to crack because they have longer careers. The rosters are not deep, and the draft, you only have and CJ didn't get drafted, but it's just so tough to crack any sort of playing time, and he's busted it. But also credit to Coach Kearns and that staff for working hard with CJ, and that's what they told him. They said, we want to work you so hard. We want you to be the best you can be. We want to put you in the league. We want to help you do what you can, and they did. They helped. Again, I want to give all credit to CJ for doing it and applying it. But I've heard Coach Kearns talk about that, Charles, about how this is something that they want to show recruits. Like, if you got some raw ability and you're willing to work, we're going to work as hard as we can to help you achieve what you want to achieve. And there was can't remember the name of the player right now, but there's a kid from the Thunder that Coach Kearns and that staff had coached at Presbyterian, and he had transferred off to go somewhere else. But I hope kids are paying attention to this. If they got like I said, the raw ability and they're willing to work, the development of our guys since Kearns has gotten here has been really great. So it's just really cool to see that. I was not expecting that. I don't know if you were expecting it, Charles, but when I saw that Instagram video clip, come across and them celebrating CJ scoring his first bucket, man, it made my night. It was so cool.
Yeah. In what other fashion, to score your first bucket is to get a nice little dunk, a little two-hander, as sure as you can get. When CJ came to App, he was not he was not who he was when he was a senior. He didn't really possess the footwork and a back to the basket game or the long range shooting ability, and that all developed over time. And that's the kind of player you've got to come in to be. And if in this NBA, everyone shoots the threes. Like, it's not just like the guards or the wings or whatever. Now, like, if you're a 5, you need to be able, if you're going to be on the court, you need to be able to step behind the line and do that. And he wouldn't have gotten to the NBA if he didn't put in all that work and then develop into someone that is a full, well-rounded basketball player. You have to have that ability, and he's done well in the G League when he's had those opportunities. So he it's not just that the work stopped when he got to Scott when he left App. Like, that's when the work really starts. It's a different type of game. They played a different brand than college does, and everyone on the floor is skilled. The dudes who don't play are skilled. So really happy for him. Really happy for CJ.
Yeah, and the Suns were on a 5-game losing streak, and so they were able to stop the bleeding last night, beating Toronto. They're playing Denver on Tuesday, March 24th. So most of everybody listening to this it'll be tonight at 11 p.m. It's kind of weird seeing that, like, at 11 p.m. tip, but that's when they're playing out there on the West Coast in Phoenix anyway. Not a lot of basketball left in the regular season, but it does seem like, unless something really crazy happens, that the Suns will be playing in the playoffs, and CJ's actually coming to Charlotte. And we kind of wondered this, Charles. We kind of talked about this actually back when CJ first got picked up by the Suns. On that schedule, there's that Charlotte date, Thursday, April 2nd. Like, what's going to happen be at the end of the year, depending on where the Suns are in the playoff hunt or not. Will they let him, will he be on the roster when they come to Charlotte? And I don't know how NBA contracts work. I know, like, with Major League Baseball, that, when you designate someone from assignment, there are certain rules about how often you can do that. Send players up and down. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple weeks, or I guess that's next week. I don't know what's going to happen, but I really hope it tracks so that he can be there and healthy to play in front of his home crowd. Huntersville boy, playing at home against Charlotte, and they're having an alumni night there. So if people are interested, check it out, Charles. I don't know if you. I think we talked about that. I'm pretty sure we have talked about the alumni thing in Charlotte.
Yeah. Well, I think we have a little bit. We maybe just barely touched on it. It's a Thursday, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah. So that's basically what a two-way AJ is. Players with 3 or fewer years of experience, they get to play up to 50 games, and they can go up and down. They can play on the NBA team and on the G League team. So,
okay.
So it's essentially, it's not like minor league options by any stretch.
Yeah, I got
you. But
unique to basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I gotcha. Yeah, and just kind of a side note here, since they are the Hornets and the local team, I guess, but it's been kind of crazy watching the Hornets kind of go from absolute just booty cheeks to they're really good, and they're gonna hopefully make the playoffs. So that'll be a good matchup. Hopefully, 2 playoff teams playing April 2nd. I mean, I guess you could say I'm a Hornets fan, but I really want CJ to do well no matter what he's doing. It's just kind of interesting because, Charles, we've had great relationships with so many coaches that have been in the NFL, have head coaches in college, and then NFL athletes, that have been on the show. And it's no thing for Ronald Blair's been on the show like several times, not just once. And you build these relationships, but to have like the NBA kind of I don't think we've had a major league player on here, Major League Baseball. I don't think we've checked that box yet. But
did we have Chandler Siegel on? I don't think we did.
No.
That would have been the closest one.
Yeah.
That was our opportunity.
Hey, it's still out there. The opportunity is still out there. But super happy for CJ. I'm just so cool. I'm going to really follow closely to see how he does tomorrow night. I think it says it's on Peacock. I'm probably not going to be up. I might be up at 11. I'd like to see where he comes in, but my guess I'll probably be asleep by the time he checks in. Maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. Have no idea. Want to thank our Olympic sports sponsors, Styles Roofing, 704-842-1874. If you are in the greater Charlotte area and you need roof work done, you need your roof replaced or repaired, that is the number you need to call or text. They don't get paid up front. They get paid once the job is done, and they're not going to be done or receive any sort of payment until you're satisfied. They're the best crew in the business, bar none, and they love working with Appalachian State fans. Check them out. Ooh, pardon me. Also, check out Community One Insurance if you're looking to save money on your insurance premium. If you want to spend less money and also have a higher quality of service from your insurance provider, check them out. They're a broker. They're going to go shop the market to make sure you get the best deal, and they're going to help you serve it. They're going to help service the account as well to make sure things go well. They're going to take care of you. And again, these guys are from the Walker College of Business. They love working with Appalachian fans, and they have been working with Black and Gold podcast listeners. So why in the world would you not, as gas prices are going up and everybody's pissed off about the gas prices, I am too, save some money. Why not? Just find out if you can save some money. Home, auto, business, commercial, residential, whatever. If you need insurance, just let them run a quote. You can save a little money, get better service. Why not? 828-455-2335 is the number to call or text Matthew Johnson to figure out if they can help you. And you also check out their website, communityoneInsurance.com. All right, Charles, what sport do we want to talk about first here? We want to talk wrestling's over. They're done. So let's you want to talk about that here? It looks like Moncrief and Hernandez win their NCAA matches in Cleveland.
Yep. They both got a win, and that was basically the success that they had in Cleveland. But no, a good showing nonetheless. It's always good to take 3 guys there. I think that's just incredible. Even in the SoCon, like, it's a tough league, and I think it was a very strong league this year, a lot stronger than it has been. Citadel was a lot better, and there was champions, at the SoCon championships from lots of different schools. It wasn't just dominated by App or Campbell. I mean, you had VMI guys and Bellarmine wrestlers who are really good. So a strong year for the conference, regardless. Really strong.
Yeah. Moving on to ladies tennis here. So the last time we recorded, we've missed 4 matches here. We split 2 and 2. Lipscomb, North Florida, and Marshall and ETSU. Those are the matches that those are, I guess, the programs that we faced off with since we last recorded. We won against Lipscomb 4-3. North Florida, we did drop 2-4. Marshall, we dropped 2-5. And ETSU in Johnson City, we pick up a win. This was on Sunday, so yesterday. We open up Sunbelt play at Old Dominion on Friday. And what's interesting about this, so just look, I remember looking at this earlier in the year. So Marshall's not in the Sunbelt in tennis?
Yeah, they're not.
Make that make sense to me.
Oh, goodness. Maybe the logos. I'm just kidding. They're just not.
Okay, so we got James Madison.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It is literally, I don't know why the logo is not on there, but they are in the Sun Belt.
Well,
I wasn't messing with you. I just wanted to see how long I could go with you.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Making fun of me at my expense. I'm very sensitive. You need to chill. No, okay. So, any comments about tennis here? We're in conference. It says nothing here. So I don't know. Website's weird, but we're 7-9 overall. Going on the road, Old Dominion and East Carolina this weekend. Any thoughts, Charles?
Not really. I don't really have many thoughts. It's hard. I didn't watch any of these matches, unfortunately. I can just read box scores just like all of you can. It's a lot of tennis to talk about, in 2 weeks' time. So I apologize for being lazy.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Let's head over to the Diamond apps here. We do have a lot of baseball to talk about here. And I mean, we got swept by. We're going all the way back to Coastal. So Coastal came to town and kicked our butts. But with Little League baseball starting in warmer weather and being outside and everything else, I did not get a chance to watch these games, Charles. However, I did notice that for the most part, I did jump in and catch clips and innings. It did seem competitive, though. I mean, these are not outrageous scores. I think at one point we were winning on Friday against Coastal, so I think we competed for sure, as I gather. But I'd love your feedback from our weekend against the Shants 2 weekends ago.
That's really a good way to put it. Overall, you felt pretty disappointed being swept, and that's a good feeling to have, right? Like it's not. Yeah. This didn't feel like an elite Coastal Carolina team.
Yeah,
and that's saying a lot when they were 16th at the time. And but on Friday, we were down 6-0 going into the 7th inning. It was score 2. I think 6-2, put up a 0, and then it's 6-6 after 8, and so feeling good, right?
Yeah.
And then it fell apart, and then we gave up 4 runs in the 9th inning. So here's another game. Part of the theme of this team this year, unfortunately, is there's another game where we gave up a lead in the 9th inning, or later, and lost, and it was tough. If you move on to Saturday. I'm not going to try to overanalyze each game, but we'll talk about the team as a whole as we round up.
Yeah.
Like 7-4. We notch a couple in the 3rd. We notch a couple in the 4th, and we're taking a 4-0 lead going into the 8th inning over Coastal Carolina. This was a nice day. Attendance was like well over 1,100.
Wow.
And it was pitch perfect. The baseball brunch was that morning, a lot of alumni in town. And we squander another lead away. Gave up 3 in the 8th and then 4 in the 9th. Again, it's another loss in the ninth inning or later. Tough. Move on to Sunday. Sunday was a little drizzly,
Mm-hmm.
not like Saturday, but we start fast and we hold the lead for the majority of the game until Coastal ties it at 7. They took the lead and then we got it right, and then we tied them. So after 6, it's 7-7,
Mm-hmm.
and then 0s in the 7th, and then we give up a run in the 8th and fall 8-7. Really tough weekend. And so now we've had a lot of these games. So all those games were decided in the eighth inning or later. All the Gardner Webb games were decided in the 8th inning or later. All of the Wake Forest games, the Wake Forest game was decided in the 8th inning, or 8th or 9th inning or later. And a bunch of just one-run losses, like tough, just really, really tough. I think this team is right there, and it feels like one of the things they struggled with, or had been struggling with, is just fielding the baseball, just not the defense that we've come to expect over the years. But we can hit a little bit and we can pitch a little bit, which is a lot more than a lot of the teams in the Sun Belt can say. So that was tough. And then last week, High Point was canceled. I think it was snow that morning. I was in Chapel Hill. Yeah, I know, right? It was like a solid 4 inches of snow on St. Patrick's Day. I was in Chapel Hill doing the work thing.
Yeah.
And, it's always funny when I head off the mountain and I'm like, hey, they're like, how's the weather been? I was like, well, the kids are out of school and it snowed 4 inches this morning. They're like, what?
That's a nice brisk March.
And everybody's like, it's been 80, I'm like, goodness. So for other reasons, I didn't get to watch a lot of this Old Dominion series, and so I'm going to do the same thing I just did, is read off scores, but it didn't feel like it comes down to like just the middle innings and later, and so we take a 6-1 lead, and then we give it all right back in the 4th, and then we give up another 5 spot in the 5th, and then that was it. So it's 13-7. Like, you can't, college baseball, if you can survive one big inning, like one crooked letter or crooked number, but you can't do those back to back. Like, you can't give up 5 in back to back innings. You got to find ways to get outs. But I'll say this: we did respond, and then on Saturday, 10-3 over Old Dominion, and 10-6 on Sunday. So really, the bright spot when it comes down to this season is Gage Peterson right now. He has been on fire on Saturdays. He's the reason why we competed so well against Coastal. He had a brilliant performance, and we kind of wasted it. Like, I think he went 7 innings, 2 hits, 9 strikeouts. Like, that's what you can't ask for much better than that. But we kind of did the same thing on Sunday with Old Dominion. Like, we got a big lead, and then we gave it right back, and then it was finally our turn to scratch some runs late, and post a few zeros to hold off and get a series win, which is what we really like. We really, really need that. We want to kind of go and say, hey, like, we gave some games away at Coastal. Like, you probably felt like you should have beaten Coastal once or twice, no matter what. But it's good to get 2 up there on the road, because what's coming is Southern Miss. And we're going down there, and that's a top 10 team, and they are very good. When they came to Boone last year, I was amazed. I was like, man, that looks like a AA team.
Yeah.
Not even, no bones about it. Like, it's different there. They love baseball.
Yeah, dude. The Louisiana and Mississippi schools, even the mid majors, they're like grown men. They're like grown men. Like, not, our boys are 6 foot 180, like nice lean. They're like 6'1", 220, but still lean. They're big, and and there's a reason why they're ranked the way they are. They have great players down there, so it's going to be a challenge. I did see what little, I feel I do feel bad. It feels like life is moving so fast that like even the idea of being able to sit down and watch full games is daunting almost.
Yeah,
But I did see a little bit of the Friday night game, and I like the way Dorito pitches. I love that his name is Dorito, like the
of
chips.
course.
But I like his stuff. He's a strikeout guy. He's got good stuff. Just the ball didn't bounce the way he needed it to against Old Dominion. I think we're still looking for a little bit of that killer instinct too, just team wide. I mean, this is such a we've lost so many players, and then Britt and Kermit are tasked just like Coach Kearns and every other sport. They're tasked with retooling every year personalities, leadership, roles, and everything else. And Kermit did say that from the pitching side of things that he wants a meaner, more aggressive pitching staff, which I'm not convinced that hasn't been the case this year necessarily. But I think as a team, maybe we're looking for a little bit of that fire in our belly, because there have been some games, to your point. You pointed that out, Charles, that some of those innings get away from us.
Yeah,
and you gotta stomp that out. Like you can't let. I mean, for Old Dominion to go back to back innings of 5 runs and just kind of we scored that 6 runs early in that Friday night game. You hate to say that, 6 should have been enough because college baseball is crazy, but at some point you got to kick down the door and say, all right, that was one bad inning, and we're not gonna let that happen. So I'll tell you what, we're gonna get tested. We're gonna get tested here this weekend for sure.
Yeah. And for Dorito, this is kind of an anomaly of a game for him against Old Dominion. He had 3 innings. He didn't begin the season as a starter, but he's done some long relief stuff, and but now he's kind of settled into that Friday night role. And his last 3 games, he's faced 20 plus batters. He's gotten high single digit strikeouts, like 8-7, 7-4 against Old Dominion. So it's there, and he's keeping the walks down. So I mean, you're talking about a dude who's in his 27 innings this year, he's got 42 Ks and 9 walks. Like that'll get the job done.
Yeah,
and he hasn't given up a home run. So like he's a competitive dude. He's 15 runs, 14 of them earned. So the defense has been there for him. But just think he just got tangled up, and I think basically if you have Coastal and Southern Miss like series in your first 9 like conference games,
it's brutal.
You're probably going to be behind the 8 ball. And so what the team is going to be resilient, and that term gets overused now, but they can't get too down about what's going on and say, hey, look, April's coming. We get past this. Yeah, that doesn't mean that everyone's cake after that. Still good teams in this league. Louisiana, we thought was really good, and they just got swept by Texas State. But it's a deep league, right?
Yeah,
and you're gonna face different challenges. You're gonna face good pitchers on bad teams, and if you have an off night, they're gonna go beat you. So you got to bring it every night, and it would be key. It'd be very, very big if we can go down there and steal one. For Southern Miss, hell, still a series. I don't care. Southern Miss is 3-3 in the Sun Belt. Like they're number 11. They're 3-3 in the Sun Belt. I know it's very, very early in the season, but when they lost the series to Arkansas State, for goodness sakes. And I know that was on the road, but Arkansas State is better. And Troy went in there on Monday night, on Friday night last week, and took a win, and then they got them back pretty good. But tomorrow night, like they're playing at Mississippi State, that is a huge deal for them. Like that'll be, wound up for that. They'll try to win that game, and that'll be huge. So we got to go down there and be us, and that doesn't mean we have to be perfect, but we can be us and compete. And I think that'll be big.
It seems like football, there's so much belly aching, and because football, you play 12 regular season games, and it's the most popular college sport. That the rankings, you can clearly see, like, well, all right, they're ranked 18th, but they're only ranked 18th because they have the brand, and we've talked about that before. Like, the value of being in the top 25 is people getting used to seeing us in the top 25, and that helps down the road. That's certainly in football, but man, in baseball and basketball, I think it's way more prevalent. Like, you see teams that are ranked, and it's like, why are they, like, you look at the record, like, it doesn't make sense. I don't know. That's my personal opinion there, but I think brands like Coastal and Southern Miss, and name them, because they have such a strong reputation, that the fact that they're 500 in conference out of the gate, and they're like a top 10 team, that's crazy. Um, but it's the strength of their reputation. It's the strength of their brand. They're a great team. I'm not trying to sit here and say that they're scrubs and they shouldn't be ranked. It's just, that's just an observation I've had over time as we've played in this really competitive baseball league, that like, man, it's a plus to be in the Sun Belt. It's not a hindrance. Like, it helps that you're in this conference for you to get considered for votes with the teams that we play.
Yeah.
Sure. So real quick, shout out to Blue Deer Cookies, downtown Boone, downtown Blowing Rock, and in West Jefferson. Best place to grab a hot cup of joe, best coffee in the high country, and go get a sweet treat. Go hang out at any one of those locations. It's a really, really cool spot. Get your cookies, get your milkshake, get whatever you need to satisfy your sweet tooth. And Mountaineer Mania, downtown Boone, 497 West King Street. Go check out all of their gear. The season's changing. It's getting warmer. They have some awesome Appalachian apparel, tailgate equipment, other stuff that you need to enjoy the warmer weather. I've talked about us having our Appalachian tote bag that we got from Mountaineer Mania. We use it all the time when the weather's warm, whether we're going to the creek up in the mountains and just having a picnic, or going to the beach or the pool. We use it all the time. And check out their hats and everything else they got in Mountaineer Mania. It's really awesome. And I know so many of our listeners do shop at Mountaineer Mania, but it's great. And remember, when you buy something from Mountaineer Mania, part of that purchase is going back to support Mountaineer Athletics. There's, as far as I could tell, no other store up there that has a deal quite like that. It's pretty awesome. So you get good stuff, get good gear from a great business, and you're supporting Mountaineer Athletics. It's pretty cool. So about the spring game. So I saw that they were posting about the Battle at the Rock deal, the spring game, April 18th at 1 p.m. You have to register for a free ticket by April 14th. And you have to be registered. Oh, I'm sorry. You have to be registered for a chance to participate in the coin toss, I guess, by that. And then they're going to charge for parking, which you got to do because there's so limited parking. But there's a fan fest here from 10 a.m. until kickoff in the basketball practice facility across the street. There's going to be bounce houses and stuff in there, kind of like the fan fest that they do in August. So they're making it a thing, which is good. People need something, because the enthusiasm is like rock bottom. Like, I mean, who cares about any of this at this point? I know we intrinsically do. We're fans of blah blah blah, but like this is the most depressing off season I've ever been a part of, just because nothing's proven. The best players on a bad team left. And like, you hope against hope that things are going to happen, some staff changes, but also like the personality of this staff is like to just zero promotion, zero hype over anything. And we got what we got. So, I mean, if people are showing up to this, it is for the love of the freaking game. It really is. Like, if people are making their trip up here, it's because they love the Mountaineers and they're wanting to be in Boone. Because it's like, man,
which is good enough reason, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It is. I think it's no secret anymore. That everything is a secret. That's a terrible way to put it, but a great way to put it, maybe. And maybe what we want to see is that workout, right?
Yeah.
And we understand that year one, new coach is going to be difficult. No matter where you are, if you have to make a replacement, and this is where you expect to see the growth. So you want to see a jump up from 5 wins. That's no mistake. We don't want to go to a bowl game because no one else wanted to. We want to earn something, and we want to put some excitement back on the field. So it's going to be a very, with all that said, it's still going to be a very similar offseason to what it was last year.
Yeah.
Except you're going to know even fewer people, which is really, really kind of hard. I was talking to someone this week about that, and it's if you're going to have roster turnover like this, it's difficult to get excited about watching your favorite player. It's difficult, as someone like us, it's harder for your kids.
Oh yeah.
And to be like, who I like to see play, but what cures all that? We all know what it is. It's playing and it's winning, and you just hope that you're as excited the night before the first game as you're excited for the 5th game at the end of September or early October, that you still have that fire, that there's still something to go for, and that something has improved, something has changed. And so I think that's kind of where a lot of people are right now with that.
I remember my son crying when he found out that Terrence Harkin was transferring. That was his favorite player. He'd watched 3 seasons of Terrence, really 2 as a regular player. We would see him on the court, and he had gotten to know him, number 23, Terrence Harkin. Same thing with CJ and Donovan Gregory and whatever. And like these kids get sad, but like on this football team, and this isn't an Appalachian State thing. It's just forever. It's like a guy who is it? Jaden Barnes. He's here for a year. Like he's really cool. Number 15. Like my son, his friends aren't going to run around at the tailgate pretending to be Jaden Barnes next year. It's the draw and appeal. And this again isn't a Appalachian State problem or unique to them, but like that's a huge problem. Because you can't win 5 games too many years in a row, 2 years in a row without people going like, man, it's just really like, man, 5 wins. That's brutal. Like, it's tough, man. I mean, I have no doubt that this staff and Coach Loggins are working their butts off to get it right. There's no question in my mind. It's just, that's rough. It's a tough situation to be in. I don't know. Were you going to say something? I didn't.
Nope. I was just kind of agreeing with you.
Yeah. But I do want to talk about something. Because actually, side note, real quick, just a couple things. So it's not hard to watch the hype videos or the whatever, because they're very well done. The video staff does a really good job. But because, like you said, like I'm not seeing Corey Sutton make that catch, or I'm not seeing, Darrington Evans or whoever. We're not seeing that in the clips. So it's hard to.
It's not just the numbers, but it's also the mannerisms.
Right. Yeah.
Like
people and the hair and everything else.
Things.
And dude, so our boy Alex Gray posted. First of all, they're old guys now, right? So like John Law, Keenan Gilchrist, and Alex Gray, they all are so angry, like old man yelling at a cloud, that the defense wears white in practice, and the offense now wears black. It kills them. They hate it.
That's a big thing.
It is a big thing. But Alex posted I think it was today or yesterday, a hype video basically, I don't know, he made some comment about the hype video. I hardly ever pay really close attention to what's going on because I don't know who the players are. But I actually watched what happened in the hype video. The tackling, I know it's spring ball, but I'm telling you, man, I couldn't help it but we had a not very big runner, like getting, the defender bouncing off this guy. I was like, the number one thing that I think going into this off season and this new season is how we're going to replace that defensive line, because we got to be taking up some space, freeing up some, players to get to the runner or whatever. And man, I know it's early, I know it's March and everything else, but I don't think I posted that video. I mean, the effort from the defense was not great.
We got to make it to August, AJ. We can't get hurt on the way there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point, actually. Hey, stay at load management.
Yeah, it's load management in March. For something that's happening in August. There's a lot of, I've heard from former App State coaches talk about how important it is to be physical, and other coaches talk about it's like, we're going to tackle you to the ground. That's how you teach toughness. But I also get it right now when they're in the early stages and they don't have, the largest freshman class coming in either there to fill in some reps and,
Yeah, I mean, we could have been watching redshirt freshmen or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And
yeah.
But if your mind goes there, you weren't the only one, right? There's no way you weren't the only one that was like, you know what? I don't think it. It's like you kind of longing for something, right? Like, let's not do that again. Let's. So it's easy to get a little nitpicky, like, right?
Oh, for sure.
When if you're coming off, a 10-2 at a conference championship, man, they can't do anything wrong, right? Nobody can do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're coming off 5-8, man, it's the little things that you're like, I don't know, the little glimpses that you do have of this team, and you're like, I want to see something that like gets me like, ooh, right?
Yeah.
Like, we can't let anybody know that person might exist on our team.
Yeah. I can't remember if I think it was Chase Bryce. It was the year Chase, I think it was Chase's first year. I don't know if it was Max Renfro or who on the video staff. Maybe it was Will Allen, but that throw Chase had from the south end zone, it tracked out of his hand, this perfect spiral, just like sailing over the turf, and it panned back out from the ball, and it landed perfectly in Corey Sutton's hands. And the reason you like that is because you knew Corey Sutton can make that. You know what kind of was. At that stage, you're like, oh man, that's Chase Bryce. Chase Bryce didn't transfer in here to like not play, right? And you got excited. Man, it's just like zero of that. And it's just because you don't know the players, you don't know who they are. And that is just what it is. But here's the other thing I wanted to. This is very important. It's very important stuff here. We're all about the culture. We're all about talking about the cups and ice and nitpicking and splitting hairs and everything else when there's nothing else to talk about. Coach Loggins wore a visor, which is not uncommon. He's a visor guy, but it had the Gorton's Fisherman logo. It had the championship era logo that was worn, I believe, from 2000 to 2012. I think was the it was never on a helmet. For football, it was on the collar of the jersey. But everybody knows the Gorton's Fisherman logo. He was wearing that. And so I actually posted on the Twitters because, he's out there wearing the merch. I mean, he didn't just pull that out of nowhere, he didn't.
Yeah. I have a comment about that, but continue.
Yeah. Okay. So let me get to my poll here. So what I did was I asked the internet, the followers on the Twitters, and almost 200 people have voted. So I asked the pre-FBS Appalachian fans who were around when that was an active logo. Here's the question I had for the poll. Is it time to lay down arms against the Gorton's Fisherman logo and embrace it as a cool retro logo? Like vintage. It's now vintage. 56% say yes, it's time to lay down arms and it's a cool retro logo now. 40% say no. And the remaining, basically, I put like a third option, like, I hadn't considered it, or I don't know, or whatever. But Charles, what do we think about Gorton's Fisherman? Is there a revisionist history we must consider? Do we get the warm fuzzies when we see it? Like, what's the deal?
I mean, I don't get the warm fuzzies because it's not a true football logo. That was used for baseball jerseys and hats and basketball shorts, and I'm sure other teams of that era wore something. But like all those logos that came out in the 2000s were really, whether it's the Appalachian Mountaineers of the mountain range or the Gordon Fishermen coming out of the mountain, those were really made for like television stuff, like graphics more than anything. Now you'll see
brand
people.
element.
Yeah, it wasn't made for gear, in my opinion. Like, if I'm looking back, I think still people were still like, there's a lot more block A stuff then. Still, I think that's survived the generations. But my question is that a team issue hat, or is that something he found on King Street and decided, hey, I like that?
They were selling those visors and those hats issued by Athletics at the LR game in the LR game, the Appalachian High Point game in at Little Ryan. They were selling it.
Okay.
So did the football team issue that to him? Did Athletics offer it to him? I don't know. Let me ask you this, because here, just full transparency, I never loved that logo. Was at school. It just was what the logo. It was on a ton of gear. I hear what you're saying. It was never on the helmet. It was never designated for like a football gear.
It's
whatever.
like lettermark kind of stuff.
It's a branding marketing element for sure.
Right.
It was on a ton. I had gear with it.
I mean, I'm looking at a Hardee's cup.
Yeah,
it's got it on there right now. Just sitting. Just because where it's exactly where you'd expect a 2004 Hardee's cup to be would be on your podcast chair downstairs in the garage.
That's exactly
just sitting here chilling. Oh, it's got what's got in there, AJ? Colored pencils.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, I mean, you got to have something to hold the colored pencils. Well, better than a stadium cup. But I never loved it. I never was like, oh, this is such a cool logo. It just kind of was what, I'm now a student at Appalachian State, 18 years old here on campus. That's just what the logo was. And then as you get kind of more ingrained into the culture, you see like what the Mac Brown Victory Yosef was. And you see like they had the Flying Yosef, and then there was the Victory Yosef in the 70s. You're like, man, that's way cooler. Why don't we do that? And then you get it. It's still not the original. Like when Charlie Cobb brought that back in 2012, it still wasn't like the original 70s Yosef. It was a little bit more bloated, I think, a little fluffier. But then they kind of did away with that logo. But here's the thing, though. That Gorton's Fisherman logo won 3 national championships in football. And we had the best baseball team we've ever had in 2012. We had that 2006, 2007 basketball team. There were some great moments, great teams. And that logo was a part of our marketing branding during the pinnacle of Appalachian fandom. So is it getting its proper due respect right now from guys like me and you? I don't think I've paid its proper respect.
You can't say that logo won us 3 national championships. That's like saying the backup punter won 3 national championships. Come on,
what
AJ.
I mean? That's what the logo was when we won. That was part of our
stickers on there, and that's fine. But come on.
Obviously, I don't think the logo won. I'm saying that was what was on the helmet.
Said,
yeah, I mean, you know what I meant, though. I mean,
I don't know what you meant. That's why I shook my head like I did and looked the other way and was like, "What is he saying out here?"
That was part of the branding. That was part. It's kind of like when you talk about the Broncos won 2 Super Bowls with the current logo, even though the original Denver D with the Bronco from the 80s looks way cooler. It's like, well, we won the Super Bowl with the other logo. And that's a better way to say it. We won the championships with that logo being part of the marketing branding. Kevin Richardson's plowing down to the end zone in those 3 national championships with those Gorton's Fisherman stickers all over his helmet.
I'm trying to look around this illustrious garage right now with plenty of App State memorabilia.
You don't have any?
I do not see one single Gorton's Fisherman logo except on that daggum Hardy's cup that is used for my children's colored pencils.
Do you own any gear? Have you purchased any gear? Do you have any gear down there with the Appalachian State Subway NASCAR font?
If I have any of that, it has been given to me.
Yeah, same. I've never purchased it.
Or it was part of something else.
Yeah, like a promotional deal.
Yeah, like, hey, congrats on playing in the golf tournament.
Yeah,
something like that. And
yeah.
No, I mean, and I'll get hammered for this. I don't care. I mean, if I'm buying any app stuff, it's going to have preferably a white block A. I'm going that far with it, and it'll have Oreo stuff on it. I'm just not the Subway logo or the App State logo, or what do you want to call it? I'm just
I don't like it.
I just don't think it's just not an athletic logo.
It's so sterile and just boring. It looks so like it was made in PowerPoint. Like not a big fan. I'm basically, if I'm gonna, because I like you, Charles, like I've had so much App State gear given to me over time that I don't really go out looking to purchase gear as much anymore, just because like people will leave app or coaches and then I'll get some of that stuff, which is great. It's been awesome. But I'm pretty much I want a white block A on my polo shirt. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And I really don't love the Victor Yosef, the new one. And I can't really find the old one.
I do have for variety, really, above anything.
Yeah.
You can only wear so many colors.
Yeah, that's right.
and so
I don't mind the black block A. I don't mind it at all. I just think the when I think of Appalachian sports, it's the white block A, the Jerry Moore A, and I mean, I do have the Billy Joe football guy. I do have that.
I got one of those. I have a white. I have never worn it.
I don't think I have either.
I have never worn it. I've hung it up and.
Shout out Connor Coker. He's the one that gave it to me.
I may never wear it at this rate.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's just interesting. It's just been an interesting thing because the people that came into school with my brother that really had no connection to Appalachian State before college love that logo. Like the younger fans love the Gorton's Fisherman. They think it's the coolest thing. And man, it was super underwhelming for me. No, I don't even want to say it's underwhelming. It just wasn't like, I didn't think that this was some like thing to be protected. Like, I don't remember anyone ever saying like, hey, we can't bring Victor Yosef back. What's going to happen to this guy? I don't remember anybody like making a fuss about it.
It was just an era, it just screams millennium. Right, it screams a turn of the century.
Yep.
And if you go look back at other schools that made similar logos, Georgia Southern's, who still uses that saint, like it worked for them. UNC Greensboro, I think even the University of North Carolina, had something in.
They had like a different animated ram thing.
Yeah, but the wording and the idea of the school, I'm going to spit it out in a minute. Like how it said Appalachian Mountaineers, it say Greensboro Spartans, or North Carolina Tar Heels, Georgia Southern, and like you could just tell it all came from the same computer almost.
Yeah,
and I'm sure there's plenty of more examples out there. I think Chattanooga, they had the train. It was basically the same thing, the Chattanooga Mocs train. I was like, that is no different than Yosef coming out of the mountain range. Had to be others, but those are the ones that really I remember the most about that. And I was like, God, I just felt like the same. Like it's like 80 colleges decided to call the same dude and say make a logo, and he was like, man, I'm gonna make this logo so them, and yet change nothing and make all the money. I hope that dude's rolling in it still.
Dude, I pulled I pulled that logo here. I'm gonna see if I can show it to you. Hold on. Let me see. Present. How do I do this? Share screen. How do I do this? Am I doing this right? People
Whatever
can
you're
hear
doing,
us.
it's not working.
Nah, hold on a second.
I could probably look it up on the internet if you just told me what you were going to show me.
No, no.
Okay.
Oh, oops.
There, we're doing something
See that?
here. Yeah, man, look at that. That's
Yeah, look
exactly
at
what I'm
that.
talking
Yeah.
about. The train.
It's even got like that kind of like scaled up, like kind of
Uh-huh.
3D dimensional thing going on.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
coming from the background.
Yeah. No, that looks just like it. But colleges copy each other all the time. Not just on the athletic side, on the administration. The colleges are constantly ripping each other off to compete with each other, and this is a total like Y2K turn of the century kind of thing.
You mean
For
like
sure,
roll
that
ears?
style.
You mean like that?
Yes. Unfortunately, that was organic, which is, if I were
It's
the
not
students
organic. It's not organic if the chancellor starts saying it. It's no longer organic.
well, it's how it starts. It started organically, but exactly to your point. Just if I'm a student with any sort of like moxie, the first time I hear Sherry Everett say "roll ears," I'm like, I'm not saying that anymore. You just killed that one dead. I'm not doing that. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
It.
I mean, it's true. She
Well, that's just
she
like with
said
anything.
Appalachian State.
Yeah, it's just like with anything, though. As soon as an old person does something, you're like, ugh,
Yeah.
no, that's not hip anymore.
Hello, fellow kids. I wonder what the next iteration of Appalachian fandom like. I like when the so this would be like the late teens, right? This would be like the late teens before COVID was really like a roll nears era, right? So like by the end of this decade, there's gonna be something else. There's gonna be something else, and it's gonna make those guys who are like, "Oh, you guys are just out of touch. You're not cool, or whatever." It's gonna drive them nuts, and they're gonna have reasons for why. Oh, it's different that we don't like it. That's how it's gonna happen, right? That's how it happens. It kind of cycles throughout history.
I'd like to, it does seem like something maybe comes back again that has been a thing before. I don't know if anything can catch on right now. We obviously would not know. We're too old. But it would be interesting that, like, what if there's just something completely off the wall and new, and you're just like, and you're like, oh, what are y'all talking about? Like if they made like if App State Ducks became a thing, like the duck pond, and we're like, no, we're the Ducks now. Like, no, what are you talking about? Like,
Do you know anything? Do you know anything about like the new lingo, like mogging and all this stuff? Do you know any of that? Do you know anything about that?
I have a third grader. I don't know if she knows it.
So you don't know it because I don't know it.
She don't speak to me that way.
Dad, you were mogging out there, Dad. It's like I need to know if that was good or not.
Mogging? I've not heard mogging.
Tell me.
I've not heard mogging. Yeah, I've heard my.
I probably shouldn't be saying that because I really it probably means something really crass.
Yeah, that would be really bad. I've definitely heard my niece say to my sister like "bruh," and I was like, bruh still, like it's like, really? Like,
well, it's like bro from back when we were growing up. Like, bro, what's up, bro? It's like, what up, bruh? Like they say, bruh. My now 7-year-old daughter said, bruh. She's like, look what bruh's doing. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you trying to sound old, like, and cool? Like, you're a little kid.
You're tiny.
But, yeah.
Anyway,
but
well,
have you heard of looks maxing?
Yeah.
See, I don't really fully understand what that means. I don't know really what it means. It means you're trying to look good to the best of your ability, I think.
Yeah, maxing is a thing. Like
looks maxing or whatever. Anyway, whatever. I don't know. We're off the rails. Speaking of Sherry Everett's like killing something, we're killing the new lingo at this point. Is there anything else we can talk about? Or can we go ahead and leave?
Can we go ahead and leave? Exit. We didn't. Do we even talk about softball?
Oh my god, no, we
All right,
didn't.
So yeah, I'll do it real quick.
I left that tab open too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, mine's still here. So we had 2 opening series against Sunbelt opponents. We had we have lost 2 out of 3 at Coastal, but 2 of those games were 1-run games. It's the Saturday Sunday game, and then postponed North Carolina Central from last Wednesday because weather. And Southern Miss we hosted at home this weekend. Traded 5-inning games on Friday, Saturday, and then lost in a run fest on Sunday 10-13. So a little bit of a cold spell here, 2-4 in the last 6, and then previously that did we talk about the Charleston games? I don't remember. It feels like we did.
No, we didn't.
Well, we won those games 12-2 and 10-0. College Charleston and Charleston Southern. Spring break trip, both run rules. So we host Georgia State. Is that this weekend? That sure looks like it. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and noon over the weekend for alumni weekend.
Very cool.
Sunday is Snow Cone Sunday for those who want snow cones when it's going to be 46 degrees for a high that day.
That's a balmy day for you.
Yeah, well, it was. Yesterday was really nice, and then it cooled off again. It's still March.
It got very windy today.
Yeah.
It got really windy this evening. Yeah.
Sure did.
Hopefully that cools off because the 2026 10U St. Stephen's Optimists Red Sox need a good practice tomorrow. I don't need not tomorrow. I guess it would be Wednesday. We need good weather. We need to get some stuff done. We need secondary lead practice because now we're doing secondary leads. We can advance on the pass ball. We need to work on that, and it's hard when kids are shivering and complaining about the wind. So we need it to die down for sure.
Good luck on that. I just found out that the oldest one is successfully completed the front handspring. Working on the landing is the words. Working on the landing.
That's a really important part.
Yeah, I mean it's on her feet. It's just not very graceful, but she's gonna get there.
Well, as long as she didn't get hurt, the landing part for me. When I hear her working on the landing, it's like, well, you don't want to sprain an ankle. I don't want to bust her head.
She won't get hurt. I don't know how she bends the way she does. It won't last long. I'll tell you that.
She's a child. Yeah. So they can bend and they barely get hurt. They can't pull anything.
There's nothing to pull.
That's right. It's all elastic. Okay. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, folks. Thanks for downloading this episode of the Black and Gold Podcast. Thanks to our sponsor, Boonshine. And until next week, where hopefully we could talk about some more Diamond Apps victories, among other things. Go Apps.